Patricia from the Southwest Yankee. What some middle-aged women will do. Location, location, location. Food. The bait and hook. The side note. We are going to be talking about New Orleans, Louisiana. Light moment. He will put his angels in charge of you to watch over you very carefully. Luke 4:10. So what are we working on here with the location, 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 the food, the bait and hook, the side note. New Orleans, Louisiana. So, we're going to start with breaking down the location. With the imports and how this all connects together, because this is the Yankee from the Southwest. So, I live in the Metroplex, which, according to the dictionary, is a metropolitan area of 2 or more large cities. So, everybody knows, this has been going on for centuries. The big cities attract people from other areas. So I told you about the imports from New York and California. So we have more imports that are from the next state over. But you wouldn't think it would be that far, because in my mind, growing up, I lived like 5 minutes from the next state and 15 minutes from another one. So, you know, New Hampshire and Maine. I was on the top of Massachusetts on the coast. So, when you talk about Louisiana, New Orleans, it is 6 hours away, and I have been there because we went to Destin and drove through. And you know what else is there? The Mississippi River goes through there 100 miles downstream of New Orleans. So, I love geographical stuff. So, I'm trying to put this in terms of where the Northeasterners can understand, you know, anything over 15 minutes, in our minds, we don't want to go. So, just imagine driving there. This is why the Texans say we don't leave Texas. Like, everybody knows why. It's like, as I told you, Louisiana is 6 hours away. It's like a long time to get somewhere. You know, it's not like we have a day trip. Like, literally, that'd be 12 hours round trip. So basically, that would be like going, if you're Massachusetts, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Yes. So, you know what we're talking about next. We're going to talk about food. Okay. So, they definitely have it down here, the funnel cake, but they have donuts. I've told you before, in Texas, they're awesome. So, this is like a fancy donut. So, in New Orleans, in Louisiana, it's a fancy donut. It's called a beignet. And with the beignet, you have the coffee, which is half coffee and half milk. And, you know, I like to use, you know, those little sayings, you know, those idioms I grew up with, hop, skip, and a jump. So, it's not a hop, skip, and a jump, but, you know, it's the next state over. So, and then we have the big cities, so they're importing. So, I've had the beignets and the coffee off of food trucks, and I would say there's definitely, you know, a restaurant that probably has it too. The beignets and the coffee, which, yum, yum. Because it sounds a lot fancier, fancy smancy, than saying fried dough. And I would like some powdered sugar on it. So, beignets are awesome. Don't worry, I'm going to have pictures so you can see how awesome they are. So, we're going to do the bait and hook. And we're going to do my favorite, the side note. This is where the rubber meets the road. Reality, you know, comes through the research. Because I research a lot of stuff too. But sometimes I have the pleasure of, you know, partaking. And this is the partaking. We have, I'm going to give, you know, really, you know, work my way up to this. So, we have talked about, first of all, I always, with the accent, they thought I was, you know, a New Yorker. And then we've been over this too, because in New Jersey, that Massachusetts don't move down here. They don't. We've got 4 beautiful seasons. You know, the state tax isn't that high. You know, you can be in a $100,000 house with a neighbor 3 houses down with $1 million house. Like, it doesn't matter. You know, like, everybody's here, you know, but they stay there. It's not like, you know, you got the big city, Boston, but outside of there, it's like rural and small towns. I mean, I lived in a town one time that was like, you know, literally just a village. So to be in places where there's a lot of big cities, you know, I grew up thinking there's only one light in your town, you know. I drive around here and I'm going through like 12, 14 lights. I didn't know you could stop that much. Stop and start. Slow, stop, start. So, here's the side note, the bait and hook. I had a few people down here thinking I was from Louisiana. And I'm like, I can understand New Jersey and New York, but I don't understand that. So, you know it. I'm going to research it and find out what my accent's doing that's making people think that. Because I'm very curious. So, before I end the video, I have to like talk about this because you guys know it. When I talk about too much cuteness, shout out to Clifford. Or medical, the second opinion, you guys love it. So I think if I talk more about the methane from that job and find out more of like the health reasons, because when I was watching the slideshow for this job, I didn't tell you guys this last time because, you know, there's only so much you want to finish before you start a new video. So, they said, if you have any of these allergies, so I'm sitting there thinking, this plot is quite thick and that we're definitely going to have a really good video. It's because these people really like medical stuff. So, remember to subscribe. See you guys later.